a couple of scatters if I could make it in the fence, because I don't want you to do that.
She says, but I'm a bobcat. I'm a reacher. Yeah. For what?
Because I'm a quick eater, too. Can you hold? Yeah.
Nice job, Tao. Good morning, TWS followers and supporters. My, oh my, it feels good. Why does it feel good? Well, because it's the second day of Give to the Max, where donations are going 2 times as far for the rescues you know and love so much, as well, actually the rescues that you have just met. As of yesterday, the Wildcat Sanctuary introduced 5 new cats that were rescued by our organization. 2 lynx and 3 bobcats. Tammy's gone on to explain, as well as our Facebook post talking about how we are seeking a home for the on if they'll merge. But those are little details that we've all listed and we'll talk about soon, or in more detail rather. Today, we're going to talk about how you give to the max so we can give to the max, and all that's been happening at the Wildcat Sanctuary, because, well, it has been a lot. There has been a lot of giving to the max. This is Bobcat Tao and caretaker Elyse. Bobcat Tao just finishing her meal for the day. And bobcats, as we know, Elyse, can be very forward when it comes to feeding time.
Absolutely. Very, very forward.
Yes, yes. And Tao is one of our resident rescued bobcats. She is not one of our new rescued bobcats. We know that those new cats are being are living in temporary housing. This is actually kind of the subject matter of what we were hoping to talk today about, Elyse. So our theme for this year for Give to the Max is you give to the max, so we give to the max. And one thing that's been happening here is you guys literally have been giving it to the max for these new rescues in the form of building temporary habitats for them. We here at the Wildcat Sanctuary are at capacity for small cats. We've been beating the drum on this small cat crisis. And so what's been kind of happening here at the Wildcat Sanctuary to prepare for these new cats?
Well, for preparing for them, obviously when we kind of heard about this earlier in the year before it was postponed, and then things that happened, we got ready to take these guys in, quickly building the temporary habitats. And a lot of times that can be, we're expecting to go, we had a moment's notice, you get the call, then you head out, and then sometimes you wait. In this case, we ended up waiting. So it was all hands on deck to get these done. And during that postponement, we had the ALCs that happened as well. So we were building for the ALCs to help get them and bring them in. And then this rescue came to fruition. And of course, then when me and Jackie and Alyssa were heading out, we had to stop with the help of building those. And the rest of the staff that was here was getting the panels, getting the water buckets. We're heading into winter, so we had to find where there's good electrical that we could hook up for heat lamps for water buckets while they're in these temporaries, while we work with the cats that we have in quarantine so they can move. There's so many moving parts.
Exactly. And I mean, I just think that's, you kind of answer, the question wonderfully. And I think there's kind of a bigger picture thing there, is that, obviously with this process being super protracted, we committed to these cats some time ago. It was put off, circumstances changed. We went, committed to 11 cats. We were only able to rescue 5. But in that process, you guys have your normal set of duties here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We had a new set of duties with the ALC rescues with the Michigan cats. And then being these temporary habitats for these cats. It's go, go, go. And to hit it on the nose, it's you guys are giving to the max. And it's one of the things that, I really try to do my best here at the Wildcat Sanctuary is to impress upon all of you that things aren't just happening here at the Wildcat Sanctuary out of the blue. They're happening because of experts and professionals like Elyse who are getting the work done so cats who never had the chance to live a compassionate life like these 5 new rescues are getting that chance for the first time ever. And something very, very special, and just one thing that we are just so excited to highlight this year is how we're giving to the max because our awesome supporters are. Absolutely. And so at least that's just been one thing. You got their temporary habitats constructed. Well, now obviously you guys have, I know that there's been den boxes that have been constructed and put in there. We figured out what types of food and enrichment they enjoy. Why don't you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so when rescues come in, like especially in this case, we don't know what they've been being fed. And for our guys, they're all on specialized diets. We don't know, we like them to have bone, but can they handle bone? Do they have teeth issues? What kind of vet care have they had if they've had none? These guys are all in the process of their intake exams. So I believe tomorrow we have our last who's up for it. But when they came in, we have to truly treat them as quarantine because we don't know what they've been exposed to. We don't want to expose the rest of our population to that until we can get them that proper vet care, get them dewormed, get their blood work, make sure that they're healthy and that they have their vaccines as well. So that's another thought. And when we're building the enclosures, making sure there's space and that they can't, cross-contaminate in an area. Diet-wise, they were all very, very thin. So you need to look at what volume of food they were giving, and as much as you want to give them food and let them eat, when they're very underweight, you can also cause health problems by feeding them too quickly. So there's also that part of it, of thinking how much can we increase them by the day, give them multiple meals, which is how we started, giving them multiple meals a day, and then kind of condensing that down, and then watching how their weight gain was happening. And if it's not happening, why? Is it because of the diet? Is it because of needing to be dewormed or anything like that? So,
and this is just why I'm going to interrupt you, Elyse. This is just why I'm so excited for this year's Give to the Max theme here at the Wildcat Sanctuary for matching donations. Is you give to the max because we give to the max, or rather, we give to the max because you give to the max. And I hope everyone is kind of catching the energy that emanates from Elyse and just how. You're scrutinizing every last detail, and it's just amazing. It never goes over my head just how little the tiny things that you guys are looking at, and that we're taking on these new rescues. Nothing is being taken for granted or written off. You're still taking the time among all these other things that we just talked about to make sure that you're paying attention to the tiniest detail. And that's one of the things that I'm really hoping people are able to understand for this. I love hearing all the nitty-gritty from this, awesome. But also just the bigger picture that just radiates from people like you, our caretakers, Elyse. It's certainly something special.
Well, thank you, Judson. And I know it's like a snapshot. You get to see, I know you guys come out and you film us or ask us these questions and have this, but there's so much.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
and
a lot. It's a big moving parts, and they would come in and everybody needs to learn them and their personalities and that kind of stuff too. Just all of that is a big. And
let me ask you this: you've obviously done a lot of hard work. There's still a lot of hard work to be done, but how about some silver lining moments with some of these cats? Any fun enrichment sessions or anything like that?
Oh yeah. They're I know the video kind of went out yesterday, showed them playing a little bit, but it's so heartwarming. It feels so great to see them play with enrichment for the first time, especially sometimes when you give them something and they're like, what is this? Like, I haven't had this before. Kind of when they came out of their crates too, it was clear they hadn't been on grass, so they were kind of doing the foot lift, like, it's weird. But then they liked it. But the Bobcats smells loved it, and it was great to see. We're calling Bonnie right now, the female Bobcat, with her companion. She was rolling around. She was the one showing her belly in the one video, and like just to see them relax. Yeah. And then to see Miko, who was purring in the one video, kind of came over and relaxed, because when we met them, they were just pacing. Pacing. There was nothing to break that. So to see them stop and engage and grab the tubes and kick them, take their pumpkins and shred them, like engaging with things for that mental stimulation, it's great to see it, and it makes you feel like you're really doing the work.
Exactly. I think it's, I think we're lucky to have, I think it's moments where you guys show extreme heroism that get us out of bed. And I think that there's also moments very simply like that, those warm, fuzzy moments where you get to look back and see, just still in a short amount of time, how far a cat has been able to come here under our care at the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, Elyse. You have a ton of stuff to do today. I'm going to do my best to get a little bit of a sanctuary stroll in, keep talking about Give to the Max with the folks. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you. There's been some glowing comments here on the live post, so I sure hope you'll take some time to read those as well.
Absolutely. And like you said, thank you guys, because we can't do the work without you. So everything that Judson and Olivia putting all this hard work into the media, we appreciate you guys just as much. Well, we might be out here doing this, but it takes a team to do all of it.
Tao, she just pulled what's called the Uno reverse card on me.
I sure did.
But exactly that. I appreciate that, Elyse, and it does take a team, and And, you know, the equal part of the equation is you, our supporters. You're the one who are stilting up people like Elyse, stilting up people like Olivia and I, Tammy, to do what we do here at TWS. And boy, oh boy, are we excited to celebrate and punctuate that for the next 9 days as donations are doubled here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And our resident lions in the background are excited to highlight that as well. All right, Miss Tao. So everyone, how has the first 24 hours of Give to the Max been going for everyone? Some of the generous gifts that we're giving, and boy, oh boy, we're thankful for that. I'm going to give a few kind of housekeeping reminders that Tammy was able to announce during her little impromptu wrap up yesterday. And that Give to the Max, Miss Shadow, it obviously is something where you guys are doing, but this special for you in return. Love, love, love collecting those TWS paw prints, Miss Shadow. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure your paw prints has even been one of those paw prints up for collection during a fundraising campaign. But this Give to the Max, it is Taras, the one and only Taras of the Ukraine Pride, who, believe it or not, I'm having a little shoddy connection, so hopefully it's not too bad here, Mr. Simon. Yeah. Maybe if I stay here, it will be okay. Yowzer. I'm getting beat up there. But just talking about those who give a generous gift of $100 or more, you have a Taras paw print and a thank you card.